So here it is. This week, Season 2 of MLB The Show 24 officially releases, which means we've only got a few more days. And there's a lot of things that you need to do to get ready for Season 2 of MLB The Show. Let me know in the comments section if you guys are excited to head into the new season, and leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel, and let's get into it. But first, a quick word from Underdog Fantasy. Baseball is officially back, and that means Underdog is in full swing. And they've really stepped up their game this year with more player prompts than ever. It's as simple as it could be. You just pick a higher or lower on a player's prop, such as Ronald Acuna Jr.'s fantasy points, or you could get a bit freaky with the peppers. These are enhanced multipliers. You see Fernando Tatis hitting a home run would net you a 2.75 multiplier, dramatically increasing your payout. This year for baseball, Underdog is launching rescues. If a player in the starting lineup gets taken out of the game before his third plate appearance, you can be eligible for a rescue, which in today's MLB, where seemingly everybody gets hurt, is very helpful. You guys can use my promo code GOMES and you'll get a $100 deposit match. I've been loving playing Underdog while watching the game so far this season, and you guys make sure to check them out. Thank you to Underdog for sponsoring the channel. So, in brief, what does the new season even mean? Well, Season 2 is basically reverting back to Day 1 of MLB The Show. The power creep, which went up all the way to 99 overall, is going to reset back to about 89. You see here, Team Affinity, they officially announced, is going to be 89 overalls, so you can come to expect things are going to be a lot like the beginning of MLB 24.
Tony Stone! Oh my!
Except this time with a bit of a twist. Everybody is going to begin Season 2 with a wild card, meaning you can use a card from Season 1 in modes that would otherwise restrict those cards, such as ranked seasons. And you can earn 3 additional wild cards, up to a maximum of 4. You earn those in the XP reward path. A little more on that later. And now, nearly 3 months into the cycle, a lot of people have gained a bunch of live series cards that are going to put them at a better spot than when the game first begun, meaning overalls for teams are going to be a bit higher than previously. And then you can expect everything in the game is going to reset. That being from the XP reward path, we're getting a brand new one. Season Collections is going to see a refresh as well, so there's going to be more cards for you guys to go ahead and try and collect to. And in the multiplayer scene, ranked seasons, battle royale, and events are all getting a refresh. More new rewards. So here's what you have to make sure and get done before the beginning of Season 2. Returning from MLB The Show 23, there's recaps of the prior set or season. Certain missions that if you complete them, you earn XP, packs, and stubs to begin the new season. And this time, it's these 5 things. The Show Classics program, where you earn that Cody Bellinger, complete that up to 100%. The Season 1 recap program, which was the most recent addition with Byron Buxton, finished that. The Egg Hunt program that we got around Easter, get all 10 eggs there. Season 1 awards, 8 collected is what's required. So up to Mookie Betts, that 99 overall Lightning card. And finally, the Season 1 collection with all the flashbacks and legends. You need 250, which gets you up to the CC Sabathia reward gate. And if you do all 5 of those things, you're going to get enough XP to begin Season 2 to get your second wild card automatically right from when the update drops. So you'll be able to use 2 out-of-season cards, 299 overalls in ranked seasons right away. Now, speaking of the XP reward path, there's a couple things you guys need to know as far as trying to plot and scheme your way to get ahead to begin the new season. This past week, we had the Lou Gehrig program, which came out and features a 90 overall Lou Gehrig, which is going to be a pretty damn good card to begin the next season. And of course, now he's supercharged up to 99. So if you use this card, get him paralleled up a few levels to get his stats even higher, it's going to be a great card to begin Season 2. But some people were more focused on the XP that you earn in this program. If you count it up, you earn up to 80,000 XP for completing a 1, 2, 3 hour long program. But you have to remember this note in the community blog. To help other players' journeys remain balanced for the start of Season 2, we will be reducing XP that can be earned from older other programs that were released during Season 1. So that essentially means you're still going to get some of that XP, but not nearly 80,000. My suggestion would be, if you're already completed with the XP reward path, maybe you take a risk. I have a feeling it's going to be something, maybe 10,000 XP as opposed to 80,000. So if that 80k in the Lou Gehrig program isn't really going to help you get anything in the reward path, maybe consider waiting to finish it. Also, speaking of things taken away from us, Team Affinity. If you've yet to complete anything from Chapter 1 or Chapter 2 of Team Affinity, you ought to do so now. Because once Season 2 does drop, they did say you will no longer be able to earn progress in these programs. They're essentially going to go away. So these cards, well, you can't use them in ranked seasons, except if you wildcard them, you know, for season collections, getting those done, cards outside of season restricted modes like certain conquest maps and events and whatnot, and later on down the road to the final season of MLB 24, where it's a free-for-all and there are no season restrictions. If you want any of these cards, I would highly suggest you complete these programs now before it's too late. Now, Chapter 3 content for Team Affinity will not be leaving. However, you do have to remember this right here. Any of these missions, they do say you need Season 1 eligible players to complete them. So, meaning a core card will get you progress because they're eligible for Season 1 and Season 2. But otherwise, if you're using Season 2 content, you will not earn progress from this last chapter of Team Affinity. Further, if you've yet to complete some of these Season 1 award programs, for example, if you only got up to Mookie Betts, you do not need to get all 10 of these completed to be current with the Season's awards in Season 2. If you look on the schedule, we're gonna begin Season 2 with a drop 1 of Season's awards. As you see in the collections tab, Season 2 is its own entity. So if you've not yet finished those and you've at least gotten up to Mookie Betts, you honestly could just wait and get the new stuff done on Friday. That also means, however, that these packs that you earned in the program, the method that we used of waiting and storing the packs until you got the card you wanted in there, will not carry over because there'll be Season 2 award pack and not a Season 1. Of course, a lot of people are going to be upset when they see how few of their cards they're going to retain for eligibility when it comes to the new season. Again, modes like ranked seasons are only going to be core series cards and Season 2 cards. Of course, you can have your wild cards in there, but for lack of better term, let's just figure it's core in Season 2. So again, that really shows the importance of something like the Live Series collections. You've got that 99 Babe Ruth, for example, which is an incredible card. I mean, he's one of the best pitchers, and he's by far the best hitter in the game. You're going to want him. But even further than that, Live Series cards in general are just going to be really good. For example, you've got a 94 overall Shohei Ohtani. Yes, he is quite expensive, but that's because he's going to be the best non-collection or wild card that you can possibly have, probably for the first month of Season 2. So all that's to say, if you're going to spend stubs on something, I would highly suggest getting Live Series cards instead of some last-minute additions that have reduced in price for you to wild card. Of course, you want up to 4 guys that you realistically would use for your teams that you would want to wild card, but I do think Live Series is a lot more important than A lot of people, including myself, gave it credit for it at the beginning of the year. So if you want to dump Stubs somewhere, it's probably this. Because as we remember from last year, cards that were out of season, they didn't just go for nothing at that rate. Some still carried a decent price tag for something that you have to use a wild card on. I think there's so many good cards out there, I wouldn't really go out and spend 100+ thousand Stubs on a card that you have to use one of those 4 precious slots in order to get, because then they will lose value and you're stuck with the depreciating asset. One more time, I just do want to remind people with these boss packs, if you're going to think about taking a pitcher, if you use them as a wild card, you only regain stamina when they're in your lineup and not being used. So when you're making these boss picks, for example, this pack in order to get Willie Mays, George Brett, or Satchel Paige, remember, if you want to pick Satchel, if you want to use him, you play him in a ranked seasons game, and then you've got to use him as a wild card for 3 or so games for him to get that stamina back. They don't earn stamina when they're not in your lineup. So I really don't think pitchers are worth the pick as a wild card. So I would pick hitters as your bosses because they are much better at carrying over. And finally, one more thing, if you do want to get an additional head start into Season 2. This goes for many seasons, this goes to March to October. So think XP Reward Path and Team Affinity programs. If you want a head start there, remember this. Anything that is goal-based, if you're earning progress right up until the gate, so this win 13 games, if you win 12 and then you go and play 1 game when the update hits, you're earning all of that 7k XP, and that's being added on to that current XP reward path. So if you want to get those cards before anybody else, if you want the most time to use them, that is definitely an option. And I think that's going to do it. I think if you follow these steps, you're going to be pretty well set up for Season 2, and also just a refresher of what's going to happen. Again, like such things as Team Affinity is essentially going to go away from these past Season 1 chapters. So get these cards while you can, or just forget about it, really. I am still on the fence about heading back into the power creep cycle once again, but ultimately we'll see how it goes. The content update on Friday is going to begin Season 2, and I just gotta wait and see what's gonna happen from there. So leave a like if you guys do enjoy these videos. As always, subscribe to the channel, and thank you all for watching.